Hi YouTube friends, it's Elizabeth J with an S, and today I wanted to talk to you about starting term 3 while the city is in lockdown. Welcome to my channel. This channel is crafts and planning and baking and all kinds of things, but also teaching. I'm a science teacher. I teach biology in Nairobi, Kenya at an international school. And currently we are on our Easter break and just about to start our term 3 in a couple of days. However, the city of Nairobi is, I don't want to say locked down because it's not locked down. It's not like we can't leave the house and go to the supermarket and things like that. But basically, the borders of Nairobi and some other counties in Kenya are closed due to the high number of coronavirus patients within the confines of the borders of the county. So we will not be opening school in the physical building, which I think I was hoping for that, but clearly not happening. So I wanted to talk to you about my strategy for virtual learning, or crisis schooling from home, because it's definitely not homeschooling, and working from home as well. All of those aspects of now opening a new term, teaching new material. How am I going to go about it? This is kind of a new thing for everybody, and I just wanted to kind of put my thoughts out there. So the first thing that I decided I was going to do was that obviously I have to teach new material. So how am I going to go about doing that? So basically for the topic that I'm going to be topics that I'm going to be teaching this term, I gathered a whole bunch of different information. They have the textbooks. They have them. The students have their textbooks at home. I found videos, simulations, other study resources for each of the sections that I wanted to teach. And what I've decided to do is at the beginning of each week, I'm going to post everything the students need to do for that week and one graded assignment. So they have to watch the video, read the textbook, do the simulation, whatever the case might be, all of those various activities, and complete one graded assignment, either on Google Forms or Google Classroom or some Google something. Google Docs, those that's what we're using. We're using the Google Classroom platform. And so that is what I'm going to do for each of my classes. So I have 5 preps, and a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 classes. So for 4 of the preps, I have 2 sections, and 1 prep, I have 1 section. So what I decided was to just kind of streamline everything. And at the beginning of the week, maybe Sunday evening or something like that, it doesn't matter when I have the classes, post everything the students need to do for that week, including the graded assignment. And so basically then they can figure out they can figure out how they're going to do all the work. Now, we do have to Zoom with our classes, and so I will be Zooming about 10 minutes of the class lesson, which is what I was doing at the end of last term with the class. And where's my thought now? Right. So that way they have time with me if they have questions about something they're reading or the video or whatever the case might be, or they don't know what to do, even though my instructions are super clear, like read these pages, watch this video, and the video is there. Print and cut out this revision worksheet and glue it into your notebook or something it's so clear and obvious. And these kids are like, what do I do? I'm like, read the instructions. Anyway, rant over. So that's how I plan to construct each week. I've already kind of planned out the whole entire term, just overview, so I kind of know what to do as I'm doing my lesson planning for each week. Now for my exam candidate students, I have 2 weeks with them of revision, and I've decided to give them revision projects for each week. I'm going to give them a choices board, and they're going to do that's based on a specific unit, and they have to produce some work that will be graded at the end of the week. So it will be similar, although it will be more revision focused rather than new topic focused. And that will be 2 weeks worth of work for the students. And then we are going to have 3 weeks of an assessment period. And so we do IGCSE, and the school has decided to take the opportunity to conduct our own internal assessments. How that exactly is going to work, we don't know yet. I have been using Edulastic for my own assessments, and it has its pros and cons, but if the parents aren't monitoring the students while they're taking the assessment, there's quite a large room for additional resources while they're conducting the test. So there is that. So I'm not sure how that's going to happen, but then, so we have 3 weeks of that. So that takes us halfway, actually almost 2/3 through the term. And then we're going to be doing university skill, or maybe even year 12 skill type courses with them. I'm not really sure what's happening. I'm sure the administration has been taking these 2 weeks to plan all of that out. So that's the school bit. Now the working from home bit, and some people are thrilled to be working from home. And I think if it wasn't like lockdown/quarantine/pandemic, I probably wouldn't have a problem working from home. But because I'm stuck at home, and it's really, I can't really modify my schedule very much. It's not really the ideal working from home situation. I mean, I don't have kids, so that is a plus. I know that people who have to work from home and take care of their children find it very difficult, especially if they're not in the mindset of homeschooling. Homeschooling is a philosophy that people research and plan their lives around, and this is not that at all, especially if your kid had been in a private school or a public school or whatever, and now they're just there and they've been given work and you have to make sure, and you're getting emails from teachers and all of this stuff. And I know it's a rude shock, I'm sure, for many, many people who can't wait for schools to be open. Believe me, the teachers feel the same. I cannot wait for the school to be open. I am doing so much more work than I did when I was teaching in a physical building. I don't see my students in front of my face physically. I have to, in order to follow up with them, I have to email parents and just following up. It's just way too much internet time. Anywho, so how am I going to approach this working from home? Well, one of the first things that I'm going to do is I am separating my workspace from the rest of my living space. I'm going to have a dedicated school area, which is not in my bedroom, which is not in my sitting room. It's in my work space. So that way I feel like that is separate from the rest of my life. So I can leave that space behind when I need to and go to my kitchen and have lunch and go to the garden and walk around and enjoy the birds and the flowers and that kind of thing. So that's one thing that definitely I found is very important for my own emotional and mental well-being. The other thing that is really important is to do other things. Even though I am spending more time doing schoolwork, I need to be doing other things. Now, I am a crafter/planner, so I have sewing projects, I have doodles. I mean, I have all kinds of things that I can actually spend time doing while I'm at home. So I'm going to be doing that. And I'm reading more. I'm catching up on some series. So I have those things to kind of move away from the school day, even though I'm still at home. So basically that is going to be my approach to starting out this new term with the situation the way it is. I mean, you have to make the best of a situation, and so that's what I'm going to do. It is my hope that we would actually open physical school at some point before the end of term. I mean, my form group, which is for those of you in the US, my homeroom class, is a graduating class. And I have been with some of these students for almost 8 years. Like I started actually teaching them 8 years ago, and, on and off throughout the years, I've, been teaching them, some of them on and off as I've been teaching biology, and they've moved up through the school. So it's like, wow, I was thinking about like the graduation and how it would be before all of this happened and how bittersweet it would be. And now it's like all of that's just possibly been taken away. So it would be nice to have something, but I don't really know. I mean, it kind of depends on the government, depends on the Ministry of Education, depends on our school and what the directors and the owners of the school decide to do. I mean, exams have definitely been canceled, so there is that. And I know a lot of schools around the world have just ended, especially if they started in September like we did and they end in May or June. We end in mid-June. They've just ended the school year. They're not going back, etc. So it's just, it's just weird. So I would like to be able to see them to say goodbye, but chances are that may not happen. I would like to be able to travel back to the US this summer, which is what I do every summer. But of course, right now, all the airports in Kenya are shut down, so no passenger planes are coming in. So I don't even know if that's going to happen. I can still get cargo shipments, like I can buy things on Amazon. There's a shipper that I can send things. They have a warehouse in the US and then they ship them over and that kind of thing. So I can still get things, and I can still buy all the things that I had intended to buy in July and August when I was in the US. It's just I'll pay more money because I have to pay the shipping. I mean, but that's besides the point. You want to see your family. You want to like hold your family. That kind of thing. So there's that as well. But anyway, this video is not about the personal aspect of my life. It's about the school and how I am dealing with opening a new term and teaching new material. I'll update you once we start and see how things get going and see if my plan actually works. I don't know. I mean, when we had closed at the end of the second term, that is, we had 3 weeks left, I was basically playing catch up and doing a lot of revision and trying not to teach new things because I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. But anyway, it is what it is at this point. If you're doing something different or you have any ideas, I would love you to leave a comment below. Please do like and subscribe to my channel, and you will get a notification, I guess, when I post a new video. So have a really great day.